Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoy the episode. We just wanted to say thank you to some of the companies that have supported us.
On top of all the usuals with Venandy holsters, Exo Mountain Gear, Phelps, all of our friends down at the Bowtech Factory Pro Shop, we want to send a special thank you out to Catch and Release Camo, who has provided Joe with this outfit for this season. The coolest thing about Catch and Release Camo is they have a program where you can trade it in. If you buy a set, once your kid outgrows it, send it back to them. They'll give you a credit towards your next purchase. And also the stuff that you send in then gets donated to summer camps, programs for kids. They're very involved with the youth hunt that is put on by the Four Aces Ranch outside of Madras here in Oregon. So it's really a great company doing good things and delivering a quality product while they're at it. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this episode of this daddy-daughter bear hunt. Okay. My dad had always prioritized procurement of outdoor activities for as long as I could remember. We dreamed of hunting the terrible moose and caribou in Newfoundland. We scuba dove up and down the Oregon coast, the Puget Sound, and at least a dozen destinations in the Caribbean. If there was a string to pull, like tagging along with a bunch of hillbilly houndsmen, or politely weaseling our way into hunting and fishing access on every neighboring property, he'd wrap that string a couple extra times around that saltwater, hardened palm and give her a yank like he was starting a lawnmower. He was at my side when I missed my first buck I ever shot at, and the following year when I didn't. These endless experiences shaped this life I've come to know. As I matured, I began to take note of the struggle and effort it took to procure these enriching moments that shaped my persona ever since. Back to before I ever imagined having kids of my own, I always wondered what it would be like to provide such a monumental experience with someone I loved so dearly. When I first learned it was my turn to be a dad, I lost sleep thinking about all the things I'd do with my son, like my dad had done for me. A quick 9 months later, and I became the proud father to a beautiful baby girl. It had been a challenge wrapping my mind around what having a girl would be like. How will I ever get her to love the outdoors like my dad did for me? But holding her in my arms, I knew in an instant that no matter what, I'd do whatever it took. Joe caught her first fish when she was just 2.5 years old,
Joe.
just like my dad had done
Keep
for me.
reeling.
At 4, with her by my side, I happily punched my extra any deer tag on a fat old doe. I'll never forget the way she jumped up and down and shrieked
We're gonna have so much meat for the whole family.
with excitement, and I used the circle of life from The Lion King to help explain why the doe's blood on the ground would help grow more food for not just other deer, but all the forest critters next year. We decorated our Crittermas tree during the winter and watched the woodland creatures pick off all the ornaments one by one. She's helped skin elk, and we've dug thunder eggs in the Ochicos. Still to this day, she has caught more types of fish than years old she is. And at the age of 10, finally got a taste of the open ocean before being crowned Pacific City's Junior Dory Princess. That being said, I must admit, it has been a struggle at times for me to find ways to keep her engaged. She has always seemed to enjoy fishing for the most part, and certainly enjoyed a never-ending supply of elk nuggets, but I'd be lying to say that I always knew that she was going to become a hunter herself someday. It came as an overwhelmingly pleasant surprise when in the winter of 2024, she asked me what she had to do so her and I could hunt together.
Like with my own gun.
I held back my excitement and explained ODF&W's mentor program and what kind of hunts could be available to her. Bless her little heart, I had seen her begin to show interest in activities, only to quickly lose that same enthusiasm after seeing the level of commitment that would be required. So I felt if she wanted to do the shooting, even though the mentor program didn't require it, she needed to pass a hunter safety course first. This was my way to test her level of commitment. On top of that, I have the tendency to get a little ahead of myself. At times, even intense, as my wife politely puts it, when it comes to teaching outdoor skills. So I thought, until she got through the basics, it might be received a little better coming from somebody else. I had been waiting for this moment for somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 years, and I didn't want my own thick skull to get in the way and ruin this moment. One night, while cooking dinner, I heard Joe stifle a frustrated from the living room. I stomped around the corner, ready to ground her from something, only to find her with her head in her hands and my computer on her lap. Not what I was expecting to see. She told me that she missed one of the mid-chapter review questions of her hunter safety class. I quickly dissolved back into the kitchen without saying a word about the profanity and smiling to myself. While her friends at school were doing regular tween things, she showed more initiative and dedication than I realized that she had by not only completing, but breezing through the online course and the practical skills field day. Having to share her time 50-50 between her mom and me posed some challenges as I ran her through the paces of real-world shooting positions, but by the end of March, she was shooting minute of bear out to about 200 yards. Good. Okay, go run down there. This is their DWR line. It's insulated, water resistant. It's got taped zippers, leg vents, pockets in every corner you can imagine. The couple things that are great about catch and release camo is it's one guy living his dream and his best life, making a product that is quality first and foremost, but also designed and built for kids. They've got sizes for youth from toddler all the way up to young adult, and they're tailored to fit people of those sizes and dimensions rather than somebody like me. They also have clothes for folks like me, but they're targeted to get kids outdoors and help keep them comfortable. You should consider yourself fortunate because you're about to witness history. Today is the first day that my daughter Jolene will be trying to kill an animal. Take it away.
I just got my hunter safety.
Had I known she was going to take such a sudden interest in becoming a bear hunter, I would have been able to schedule more convenient vacation days to maximize our hunting opportunities. After all, she's still a tween who likes to go to school dances and play in the sand with her younger brothers, who also have their own commitments and schedules to complicate things. Spring bear season on the North Coast is usually pretty slow until May, but with all these other moving parts, I didn't want to miss an opportunity to get her out.
Hey, remember when I said to slow down when we get close to the edge? Because there might be animals in it.
We hit the ground running as soon as the opener rolled around, and the first evening we had the good fortune to find a sizable herd of elk. Recognizing this opportunity, I set her up on the rifle to practice dry fire drills and had her pretend to shoot every elk in the herd. She was doing great and able to work through cycling the bolt and not letting the crosshairs so much as quiver as she held on that spike at 400 yards while making a perfect trigger pull.
Dry fire drills on a spike. Nice.
One more time.
Okay. But you get extra credit if you do it more than that.
Okay. What kind of extra credit am I gonna get?
Maybe a bag of fiery Cheetos.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe. Uh-oh. You're scaring them away. They smelled your butt. Probably. They could.
This was as much for my own confidence as anything, and that night we even jumped a bear out of the ditch as we drove down the mountain after dark, which further inflated my sense of confidence for the season.
Good.
I knew full well,
Perfect.
with it being as early as it was,
your best
and the
one.
weather still pretty cool and damp, that hunting would be tough. So I did what I could to make lemonade out of the season by turning most outings into nature hikes.
Hey, check this out. Got a snack.
What is it?
This is called miner's lettuce. And you can recognize it by its little Mickey Mouse ears.
I pointed out wild edibles. We rock hounded and found some amazing quartz crystal formations.
Survival stuff. Check it out, Joe.
What?
Flower ID lesson 1. What is that little white flower?
Practice tree, plant, and flower identification.
That flower is called trillium. So that flower is at least 5 years old out of that plant.
What?
Can you believe that? And that's what makes them so special. Okay. Clover. Have I ever made you try clover?
No.
Try the miner's lettuce first. Cheers. I can eat it.
I tried to highlight all the little things that I personally hadn't gave a second thought to since I was her age, like chipmunk holes, bird calls, and letting her practice stalking in on deer.
Sure. Clover. Also safe to eat. Tell me what clover tastes like. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Are you Mr. Ed? What was that?
What?
Nothing. Kids these days. Jolene! Wakey, wakey! Time to go kill a bear. So what's going on?
So last night, we stayed out here until like around dark. And then we...
What did we see?
When we were driving, we saw a bear, but to me it looked like really small. It looked like this big to me, but like, I don't know how you say that that's a legal bear. It doesn't look big enough.
It was a more than legal bear. It wasn't a giant. It was a full-grown bear for sure. It's just hard to see a black bear on a black road in dark in the headlights when it's raining as it's running through the brush.
Yeah.
But I had caught a glimpse of it before I even said anything because I wasn't sure at first, but it's definitely a legal bear. It'd be one for her to be proud of for sure. So we're back in here in this cut this morning, same one we saw. There was a bunch of elk in here last night. Sun's popping, so hopefully we can catch one moving. Would be awesome.
Yeah, but it's really foggy right now.
So now we wait. You still have crumbs on your face, you hobo.
I'm not a hobo.
You look like it.
This is you.
At least I don't have crumbs on my face. Joe, there's a bear. Just kidding. One day we found an almost perfectly intact bobcat skeleton. We picked out as much of the skull, teeth, and lower mandible as we could find to reassemble later. Still trying to make the most of the opportunities we had, we looked high, we looked low, and looked in between, but just couldn't turn up another bear, which was still okay with me. Just a couple months ago, I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever be able to share moments like these with her, so I soaked up just being together, daddy and daughter, pondering the world and all of its queries, from bushcraft to tween drama to scripture. No subject that she was willing to bring up was off limits. As her dad, I know there's just some things that she'll never want to talk to me about. And I'm okay with that, because right now, I'm the only person who has seen this side of her and has got to experience this stuff with her. So for me, it's still a win. I thought back to and compared all the things my dad did with me to this season, and it was playing out as good as I could reasonably hope for. We were having fun and getting a chance to connect over something uniquely special, which is what I dearly needed for my own psyche. She was taking away more from this than I realized, and one afternoon, as we paused to inspect a set of bright orange claw marks on an alder, she said,
I can't believe how much other stuff goes into hunting than just shooting stuff.
Not willing to pass up an opportunity to make her groan and roll her eyes, I shoot back a sarcastic, disgustingly overconfident apology. I'm so sorry that your dad is such an elite assassin that you've been led to believe that every time he goes into the woods, animals get in line for the honor of being slain by your old man. And I giggle to myself when I see it click in her mind, and I get my desired reaction. I could almost watch her confidence grow day to day, and she was pushing herself in ways much harder than I would have pushed her, and I was astonished to hear my baby girl abruptly say things like,
I want to lead the way.
And then disappear into the reprod in the direction of the truck.
So I had a lot of fun. Imagine if I just dropped down there. That would be scary. So yeah, I'm just gonna go around this way. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be going this way. But yeah. Oh yeah, I think I am. I just gotta follow like the little trail thingy. Oh god. Oh, that scared me.
I'd follow a few steps behind, keeping a watchful eye while still letting her make, recognize, then learn from her mistakes as she sorted out which trail to take to find her own way, almost as if I'm foreshadowing a point in time that I deliberately choose not to acknowledge yet. Being as close to that age as she is, it's always a worry in the back of my mind that all too soon she's going to be too grown up to need me and too cool to hang out with me. Just as I push that thought back out of my mind, we pop out onto the logging road, exactly where we went in. 80 pounds soaking wet, maybe. She has no idea how much power those dainty little fingers at the end of those scrawny little noodle arms actually wield. With nothing more than a gentle touch, she can bring a tear to my eye as fast as anything, and I relished every moment I felt that hand, so little and still so innocent, reach up to grab mine as we walked side by side back to the truck in the fading twilight. I recently heard a phrase that went something like, being a dad is teaching someone who you can't live without how to live without you. Although someday I know I'll have to, I'm not going to let her go one day sooner.
Guys, look at that beautiful sunset. It's so pretty. I think that where I live has the greatest scenes of all time because it's just so pretty all the time. Except when it's like pouring down rain. Well, I mean, even then it's really pretty sometimes, but yeah.
Before she decided to hunt, Memorial Day weekend was the only vacation time I took during bear season because I usually have enough days during the week to hunt by myself. By devoting my tag and season to her, we were running out of chances to hunt in a hurry. I didn't expect it to be a hunting weekend, but made sure to bring everything that we might need to the cabin and told my wife to plan on us being gone an evening or two. I had let Jo skip hunting the weekend before so she could go to her school's end of the year dance, and it took quite a bit of wind out of my sails when nothing I could say or do gave her the motivation to hit the woods with me over Memorial Day. Oh, we had tons of fun playing on the beach and boogie boarding and roasting marshmallows, but I can't say that I didn't long to be on my perch looking for bears for the rest of the weekend. A sliver of spiteful motivation compelled me to say, screw it, I'll just go hunt by myself while she's in school next week. But as I watched her play in the surf with her brothers and listened to those happy giggles, reason prevailed. You know, she worked really hard to get here. She doesn't have to hunt as often as I want because it's not my season anymore. It's hers, and I'm not going to sabotage it. Hey, Sweets, come here a sec.
Yeah, Dad?
Hey, looks like you and the boys are having a lot of fun, and I don't want to get in the way of that. But of the whole year, right now is the best time to be looking for a bear. And I show her a text of my buddy's bear that just came through. But I want to remind you how hard you worked to get to this point. And there's a lot of people that have gone out of their way to help you get this far. If you decide that you don't want to hunt next year, then that's a different conversation. But I won't let you give up on this season yet because everyone else and I haven't given up on you. So I'll make you a deal. I won't utter the words bear or hunt for the rest of the weekend if you can promise me we'll go for broke after school on Friday and all day Saturday.
Deal.
And threw her cold, wet, sandy arms around my neck and tried with all of her might to pop my head like a zit before running off to rejoin her brothers. I had everything packed and ready to go by the time school got out Friday afternoon. We stopped at Taco Bell at her request, despite my warnings of what it's like to have a case of the trots when you're in the woods. You'll never believe this, but they forgot half of my order. Too late now. We were rocking out as I was making up my own words to that old Jerry Reed song. Westbound and down, loaded up for hunting. We gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're westbound, oh watch old Jolene hunt.
That's a mighty fine walking
I wasn't
stick
going
you
to
got
waste
there. Where'd
the
you get
time
that?
to turn around and argue with them
Oh,
over
really?
a couple of chalupas.
Oh, man, it looks way nicer than anything I'd ever use as a walking stick. You must be a pretty lucky girl.
True to her word, she never complained or even asked me to slow down on the hike into our spot that night. With legal shooting hours lasting until almost 9:30, we were going to have several solid hours of light left to glass. It was one of those nights that I could just feel it. I didn't know what, but something cool was going to happen. We had no more than stepped off the road and into the brush for our final push up to my favorite knob when I heard a rush of brittle sticks spastically rolling against each other. No hoof thumps, doe bleats, or cow mews, just sticks. The wind was blowing straight from us to my glassing stump. Any other time, that would have been fantastic. It's actually part of the reason I like that spot is the surrounding peaks and saddles make the wind very consistent for being within earshot of the buoy. But tonight it backfired. I clenched my jaw, mentally kicking myself, and looked back at her. Wide-eyed, she hissed,
What was that?
"That was our first bear of the night," strategically implying we should expect to see at least one more so she didn't lose all interest. Just as we crested the knob to my stump, more sticks faintly rattled down in the swamp, and I tried to recall if I had ever had a bear wind me and then show themselves again. Years of neglected sports injuries that I had always been too tough to care for have robbed me of being able to sit on the ground for more than about 30 minutes at a time. She kept herself busy by squashing potato bugs and reading her book, and I'd tease her about the good fairy from the nursery rhyme Little Bunny Foo Foo coming to bop her on the head. I'd stand up and stretch, wander around, and check those few little pockets that I never could quite see all at once from my favorite stump. The night was turning out about like most other evening sits that we'd had this season, but at about 8 o'clock, my heart skipped a beat when I heard a stump get pulled apart and I caught a glimpse of that unmistakable, soft, dark hue that doesn't allow light to escape.
All right. So we've been sitting in the sinkhole again, and it's been 3 does gone by, and I can hear a stump getting ripped apart on the other side. I just gotta find him. I don't know where he's at, but there's a bear over here somewhere. 1000%, we're gonna get Joe ready and get her set up somewhere where she can get comfortable and shoot from. What do you think?
I'm excited.
Are you really? Yeah. Okay.
As quick as I had noticed it, it was gone again. I jumped up onto a stump just in time to see a chocolatey, swayed back saddle float through a hole in the reap rod, and that's when the fire drill started.
The bear's like less than 150 yards right down here. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's by itself, and it looks like a pretty good bear, too. So, you're gonna come with me. You're gonna be the quietest. I will carry the gun. You are gonna be the quietest you've ever been in your whole life. Leave your phone here. Son of a bear.
Barely 100 yards below us, I didn't know how we didn't blow that bear into the next county. Like a fat old housefly against a pane glass window, we bounced back and forth on that hillside looking for a spot that she could shoot from.
See the top of this little loopy tree that's flopped over? That bear's right behind that, okay? Can you see in the scope up there where that tree is?
Hi guys, it's me, Joe again. I just wanted to say how much I love this set. It is very comfortable and it's waterproof, and it's really warm, even when it's really cold outside, like when it's raining, like during spring and stuff. And so, and I like how I like how it has 2 zippers, because then I can do this and stuff. And then, I like how many pockets it has, because it has a lot. I think it has like 10. And then I can take off the hood, but I can't really right now because it's on me. And yeah, I really like this. Check them out at catsandreleasecamo.com.
For almost an hour and a half, try as we might, we couldn't get settled just right or even a decent look at the bear The sun had sank below the horizon, and we were down to the last minutes of legal light. At this point, I was losing hope faster than daylight, and I tried to put things into perspective for her. He might walk into that one little spot that you can see in the next few minutes, or we could go charging down there and hope you can get a quick shot, or we sneak out of here while there's still a little bit of light left and get back in here as early as possible tomorrow morning. He's already spent over an hour down there. That's not something a little pipsqueak bear is going to do. That's probably a more mature bear who lives here. He's comfortable, and if we don't blow it, there's a reasonable chance we'll see him again tomorrow. As if I had wasted my breath by telling her this,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking we should do too.
Joe agreed, and we went full ninja mode, slipping through the shadows and headed back to the truck.
Okay, so here's the deal. We got 20 minutes of daylight left. So we're going to slowly and super quietly start picking up some of our gear. I can still hear him down in the swamp, but we're running out of time. We're going to get out of here and be back as early as we can first thing in the morning. So hang in there. Hopefully we're going to have a dead bear here soon.
Sweets. Joe. Hey, there's a bear outside. Joe. Joe, there's a bear in the yard right now. Joe. Joe-reen. Joe. Hey, Joe. Joe. Joe, there's a bear in the yard right now.
No, there's not.
There's not, but it is time to wake up so we can go find one.
I'm like so excited to kill a bear.
We were back on my glassing knob and going through the same routine by about 8:30 the next morning, and things were going about the same. The only difference was today, she was sawing logs after just a couple hours.
Her allergies are so bad. I do feel bad for her. She's just completely stuffed up, can't hardly breathe. Makes it hard to sleep at night. Makes it hard to hike. Makes it hard to stay quiet. But she's a trooper. I'm so proud of her. She's fulfilled a new lifetime goal of mine by just being out here with me. Whether we get a bear today or not doesn't really matter. It's the fact that she's here. It means the world to me.
Naturally, as soon as she fell asleep, I find a bear. Joe, there's a bear. Joe, wake up. Joe, bear, wake up. Seeing an eyelid start to flutter, I thought, close enough. At least she's awake. And I started to get the gun set up for her because this bear is right in front of us. And it's the same chocolate saddled bear from last night, a youngish but very respectable boar. Definitely a better bear than what the vast majority of hunters harvest in a given year, or ever for that matter. I got the gun set up and looked back to signal for her to come get set. And what do you think she's doing?
What are you doing peeling an orange? Joe, there's a bear right there. Put the orange down. Come on.
I bet you didn't guess that she was peeling a stinking orange while simultaneously rummaging in her pack for more snacks. I took a breath, composed myself, and asked her to hand me the orange. When I did, I threw it as hard as I could in the other direction and got her on the gun. We had been practicing throughout the season finding objects while I walked her into it, and she'd been doing pretty well. But this time, on the gun and looking through the scope, we were going live. Do you see that white stump laying on its side?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the yellow bush to the right of that stump?
Yeah.
Above that yellow bush is a dead tree that's broke off. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That bear's behind that tree. So if you have a clear shot...
Oh, I see him.
And that's when she lost it. I can't think of too many other experiences in life that are as simultaneously fantastic and terrible as a case of buck, or in this case, bear fever. It's something you never stop having. You just learn to manage it. I've always said the day I don't feel anything when I level my crosshairs is the day I quit hunting. Poor girl was almost in convulsion-like shakes. I tried to stop the bear with a couple of pitiful squeals from my cow call. Joe had tunnel vision so bad she didn't even notice the doe that came stomping in behind us looking for something to pummel. This was it. We had gone from 0 to 100 and had everything going right for us. I was grinning like the Cheshire cat, watching her as this unfolded until the bear disappeared back into the brush, which just made things worse for her. I could see she was already beating herself up over it. But in reality, at that moment, I couldn't have cared less about the bear. This was like the first time I let go of her bike seat and watched her make it 2 more driveways before biffing it when she realized she was on her own. This was way better because I could see that she finally gets it. She gets what goes into being successful. She gets what it means to be the arbiter over another's life and the difference between just going hunting versus being a hunter. I reach over to give her a pat on the back to convey that she did a great job and everything right, even though sometimes it just doesn't work out, which was a little consolation in that moment. As she's still coming down, I confide in her that deep inside, I never really expected her to stone cold execute the first bear that gave her a shot, because no matter how many times I tried to explain and prepare her for it, nothing would ever come close to accurately replicating what she had just felt. And the only way to find out was for her to be in that situation. And now that she had been, I could see in her that she in fact has it in her to become a great hunter. Still not saying a word, she took a deep breath, and I saw I was getting through to her and continued. You've just made this my favorite bear season ever, and I'm as equally proud that you recognized you weren't ready to shoot and didn't try to force it than I would be if you had taken the shot. And for the first time since I woke her up, she looked up at me and smiled and said,
Thanks for taking me bear hunting.
that was as much as I could have ever asked for. If I would have slung my pack over my shoulder and called it a season, I would have come off the mountain with a full heart and fallen asleep smiling that night.
Dang it.
But there was way too much time left in the day, so we weren't going anywhere.
Yeah, we just missed him again. But hopefully we can keep this momentum going and get him to come back one more time. What do you think?
I don't know.
Little Miss Bunny Hugger here trying to protect the bears, wasting my tag. We had to... Where'd your hat go? We had to modify her hat. Because she was complaining how it was in the way. So I cut the top off
to go
it.
and play tennis.
Golf.
Tennis.
I think golfers wear visors too.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't wear visors?
Who?
Bear hunters.
Yeah.
So we got time. It's only about 2 o'clock. And so we're going to give it till at least 6. But I got to head back to town and get ready for work tomorrow. And I better have a really good excuse to call in like a dead bear.
Yeah.
So this is getting intense.
What if you like say that you have like that we just like killed a bear, but then we kill a bear.
No, I'm quote unquote sick because my legs hurt too bad from packing your bear all day. That's gonna be my shtick. So, all right, well, see you in 2 more hours when the bear comes back. Oh, Joe, get back here. Get back here.
Wouldn't you know it, about 2 hours later, another damn
Sit
bear,
down.
this one, a
the gun
healthy, dry sow with a big star on her chest, shows up. And this time, we were ready.
He's way up high. So you don't worry about cameras. You just worry about putting a hole in that bear.
No.
Oh, he kind of seems so
Wondering
soft.
if I do kill the bear, will I have to carry a lot of him?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'll do almost all of it.
We had already nipped back some brush that had got in the way on the last bear and moved a couple rocks from under us to better prep our perch. My cameras were rolling. There was nothing to derail or stand in the way this time. She was comfortable, and I have got her propped up against me, using my knee as another point of contact to keep her steady. She's got it. She's going to hammer this one, I think to myself, as I quickly go over the mental checklist of the motivational speech I gave her 2 hours ago. I can feel my heart rate pick up about 3 notches, and I can hear the shakiness in my own voice as I walk her into the bear. This bear had already presented a couple decent shots, so it took every ounce of my everything to keep my case of the shakes at bay when the safety came off, and I kept coaching her through finding her shot. The bear stepped into the wide open at 220 yards, broadside, unaware, and seemingly without anything better to do, and then just stands there like it understood the assignment. Every bell, alarm, whistle inside of me is going haywire, and in my mind I'm screaming, "Shoot! Shoot! For the love of God, please shoot that damn bear!" And somehow I'm able to keep it together and whisper as gently as if I was tucking her into bed, "Joe, there's your shot, honey. It's not going to get better than that. If you're steady, go ahead and just squeeze that trigger and let him have it." That's a great shot. Okay, so see the scraggle? I take a deep breath, ready to hold it as long as it took to make sure that she stays steady, and I waited to feel the recoil. The universe had slow pitched us this opportunity to make this one of the most special moments of my life. The only thing that would have made it any easier was if there was a bullseye painted over the vitals, and I stifled a giggle thinking of the old Far Side cartoon, "Bummer of a birthmark, Hal." And then it happened. All the hard work, all the hurdles she had overcome, my mind had already started to record everything in slow motion in preparation as I watched. I watched that damn bear sit down like a dog and start scooping pawfuls of dandelions up to her muzzle and nipping the flowers off one by one. And I knew what was coming next.
I'm so scared.
Deep breath. Nice and easy.
He just looks so cute.
Yeah, but he eats a lot of deer and elk fawns too. And baby rabbits. They're not the cuddly bears that we are led to believe.
Oh, he's so cute when he picks the flowers.
And at that very instant, the bear stood up and walked into the bush and out of our lives. He walked to our left. He's behind a tree, so he's going to pop out right by that scraggly tree again. Sometimes when a rug like that gets yanked out from underneath of you, all that's left to do is laugh, and that's what we did. As bad as I wanted her to kill a bear, I didn't need her to kill a bear to enjoy this. We had checked off a new box and built memories that'll last a lifetime, with or without a bear. Her self-confidence was up 100 levels, and she learned new life skills and had done something that most grown adults, let alone girls her age, ever experience. And it's still my favorite bear season I've ever had, yet.
I didn't kill the bear. Oh god, my hair. I didn't kill the bear, which I'm really sad. Cause I had so many opportunities to kill him, but I didn't. And I think we saw 2 bears in total, which is really cool. Oh my gosh, I have such bad allergies, but yeah, and I had really fun, even though I had a lot of fun, even though I didn't kill a bear. Turn on. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so yeah. I'm going down the path. Okay, I gotta go.
Just as I thought this couldn't get any better, those dainty little fingers at the end of those scrawny little noodle arms reached up, grabbed my hand, and asked,
When does my deer season start?